Friends, it's Thriving Thursday. It's Marquise Martin Hayes. How are you today? Like every Thursday, we get together and we talk about ways we can thrive, how we can strive, how we connect with one another so that we collectively can expand who we are in the world. I wrote some letters today to some business partners, reminding them that the reason this show exists is for you, is for me, to gain skills, tips, techniques, so we can show up on our life. Because when we show up on our lives, then we show up in our families' lives, which then shows up in our communities' lives. Instead of waiting on someone from the top to fix our problems on the way down, we're solving our own problems, making our way to the top in our lives and in our communities. So, like every Thursday, join in. It is my pleasure. As you know, every week I love to share and talk about this skin and how I've been taking care of it over the last 8 months and how much it's transformed, how it's much brighter, how I have less pimples and less hair bumps showing up because my pores have been cleansed and they've been open. I was teasing in an ad earlier today that witch hazel was the thing I used to use. Like literally witch hazel and maybe a little apple cider vinegar. And it helped. It did help. But it dried my skin out. It didn't properly cleanse it. It certainly didn't moisturize it. I don't even remember what I used to use for moisturizing. That's the funny part about it. Long story short, as you know, I totally enjoy the results I've experienced with Rodan & Fields. So here's a brief segment that I'd love to share with you about my daily routine.
That felt fantastic.
Yes, so as I explained, Rodan & Fields, I use a redefined regimen myself. It has a cleanser, a toner, and moisturizer. The cool part about it is that the cleanser actually has two options now. You got a clay mask option, and you also have a daily, like a soap, foamy soap option available now as well. So you can customize that to what you like, as well as you can customize your moisturizers to what you would like. You can go with more of a lotion feel or not, but it has done great things for me. It's kept me super excited about my skin. I know the internet's acting a little weird, but it'll figure itself out like it does every week. But I'm about to bring on a celebrity chef. You've met him on my show before. He's doing really, really big things. And why does that matter to you? Well, in this era of what we're going through in this pandemic, being healthy is paramount. How you spend your time and what you consume makes a difference. It just makes a difference. Whether that's how fast you recover, whether that's prevention so it doesn't happen, whatever it looks like, it makes a difference. And many of you have taken on the challenge of just simply doing better by your body. And I applaud you for it. Without further ado, I bring on Chef Alejandro. What's happening?
How you doing, my brother?
Man, I'm good. I'm good. So glad to have you on the show, man. Thank you for coming back.
Glad to be here. Glad to be here.
I know you're doing big stuff, man, and I'm super proud of you, super happy to be connected to you. But one of the things we talked about is because we want to do this show right and we want to do your audience justice, that we're going to make sure that we get this watch party thing set up properly. So if you would, man, is your watch party set up yet?
No.
Go ahead and set it up. Take the time to go ahead and set up. While he's doing that, y'all just sit tight. If you're watching this show and you're familiar with Chef Alejandro, set up a watch party for the show. Allow yourself to see it. He got booted out, but he'll be right back in. I'm not worried about it. He knows what to do. But set it up, share it. What we do on this show actually makes a difference. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. That's the crazy part about it. We do it. We don't ask anything in exchange other than to take the information. Really challenge yourself. Really step into it. Many of you know the Wellness Wednesday show. I do that occasionally. It's more specialized here and there. But how you take care of your body affects whether or not you can thrive at all. I was telling someone in an interview I did a couple of weeks ago, they were interviewing me on the Dr. Kaz Henry show, which is total honor, international show. But we were talking about sort of my journey around wellness and how I didn't know that, and for me, right? For me, chewing gum puts me to sleep. I didn't know that. You ever saw the package where it says contains phenylalanine? I didn't know that phenylalanine was a chemical that puts some people to sleep. I didn't know that. I'd been chewing gum my entire life, never noticed I was drowsy or anything like that at all. But because I was ignorant of what phenylalanine meant and some of the side effects of phenylalanine, back in '94, I was in a car accident with my son and broke both of his legs. Crazy. I didn't know it for years. I'm like, I know I rested that day. It was a good day. I was just headed to take him to the sitter. But because I was unaware of chemicals in gum and how it affected my body, I found myself in a head-on collision, broke both my son's legs. He was probably 8, 9 months old. And y'all know the story. He's recovered. He was a football star at Butler University. He's like Mr. Businessman, entrepreneur, podcaster, DJ, Salesforce. Like he's perfectly fine. But the crazy part about it is he may have not been here today just because I wasn't serious or I was ignorant around nutrition and the impact on my body. And so I remember back in like 05, 06, because I hadn't learned about gum, I had my daughters in the car. I was picking them up from school. They had a great day. They were waiting on Papa to come get them. And what Papa did was he put some gum in his mouth thinking, hey, chewing gum feels good. I got on the highway, got on I-94 in Chicago. And before I got on the highway, we have these long on-ramps. I'm on the on-ramp and I started getting drowsy. And I'm thinking, what did happen? But I had already become a raw certified vegan nutritionist and I started studying and I knew how to dissect by looking at my patterns what was happening to me or not. And so I started tracking what I was doing, literally everything I consumed. And that's when I discovered gum was the only unique thing. But I had been conditioned that gum keeps you awake and vibrant, not knowing that phenylalanine puts Marquise to sleep. So as I started researching, I had to test it, right? So I would test it one day and then take off another day. And I noticed the drowsiness. There were 2 incidences where I almost bumped a vehicle in front of me simply because I had started getting drowsy. The moment I realized it was gum and I removed it from my diet, I was perfectly vibrant, alert, and awake. So food makes a difference in how you show up and whether or not you thrive. I'm gonna be quiet. The chef is back. Sir, are you streaming now? Are you is it on the whole?
You know, I'm just gonna share it, man. When we finish this up.
All right, so go ahead. Tell everybody who you are, man. Break it down quick. Let us know what you've been up to, and then we'll dive right in. While you're doing that, I'm gonna give you the light. I'm gonna give you the green light to run the show. I'll be right back.
Okay, cool.
Go right ahead. Let us know who you are and get everybody up to speed.
Yeah, I'm Chef Alejandro from Alejandro's Vegan Experience. Vegan chef. I'm a vegan. Been doing this thing right around 10 years. Cooking vegan for right around 8. Just newly released a cookbook. Some of my accolades. I did the first South Suburban Vegan Fest, South Suburbs. Started the first plant-based food delivery service in Chicago. So right now I'm just I'm enjoying it. Everybody grab a book. I want to say I'm so grateful. It's doing amazing on Amazon. I got some good news that I'll be announcing soon. So that's where I'm at right now. Oh, and I have my plant-based cooking class tonight. I'm gonna bring it home from the holidays. You know, we coming straight out the cookbook. I got some goodies for the holidays. I'm gonna be sharing. You know, tonight at 6:30. So I'm staying busy, man, and out of the way.
So wait, at 6:30 is a live cooking show that you're putting on?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, where can we get the link? We gotta share that, bro.
Yeah.
You got the link on you right now, or do they need to go to your page? What needs to happen?
Yeah, they can just go to my Facebook page. It's all over there. The thing what I was doing for those, just like a gift for those people that had bought the cookbook, it's free. You can come on in. Cause I'll be taking recipes out of the book, the classics. I'm going over the classics. I'm gonna keep it authentic, you know, show everybody the vegans we can get down to, you know, for the holidays. I remember a lot of times I used to just sit back and observe, and everybody just apologize for not having nothing I could eat. So now
I know the feeling.
Yeah, so now you can do a full meal for your family, really right out of the cookbook, you know.
That's
Yeah.
so what are, I know you said the classics. What are some of the things they can look forward to tonight?
You know, I have to come on with the mac and cheese. You know, I got the mac and cheese. I'm even giving up one of my recipes, one of my favorites myself. It's made out of coconut milk with cashews. So I'm using that for the mac and cheese, and also, you know, I had to do the dressing.
Okay.
Yeah, had to do the dressing. So.
And what's in the dressing? I grew up in Benton Harbor, Michigan. Now, Benton Harbor, Michigan is a little seaside town in the palm of Michigan over here, right outside Indiana. And I'm gonna tell a secret. I grew up learning to eat greens with my fingers with the cornbread and the dressing.
I've seen it.
Bruh, I miss it. But I've given up dressing because I've gone healthy, and in my mind, the things that went in the dressing that I used to eat, I don't indulge in anymore. I'll say it that way. So there's a vegan one. Can you tell us a little bit about what's in there? And we'll jump back to who you are and all that. But right now, you got my mouth watering.
Yeah. Well. You know, the main thing you have to master is that cornbread. You know.
Okay.
So I got the cornbread together. I got that on lock. You know. So we start with the cornbread. Then you got to have your sage. You know, you got to have your sage in there. And so what I did to make up for some, because I probably grew up like you on the same type of dressing. A lot of that stuff I don't even eat anymore. So, you know, I had to be creative with that. So I threw some mushrooms in there to give it that little texture, you know.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, it's a hit, man. It's granny approved, Marquis.
Oh man, if it's granny approved, look, if it's granny approved, then you're doing something right, bro. You're doing something right. You're doing something right, man. I need to step my game up if it's granny approved and find out what I can do with it.
Yeah. So I'll be doing that tonight. I got I'm also doing you know, everybody loves cookies. Everybody loves a good cookie. So I think I'm doing my cranberry. What is that? Oatmeal and cranberry cookie.
Wait, oatmeal and okay, that sounds good as a dressing, right? I remember like take the cranberry sauce, move it over on the plate a little bit, and then mix it up. That was just good. That was just good eating. But what do you mean oatmeal cranberry cookie?
Well, actually, it's my cranberry and pecan oatmeal cookies. That's actually what it is.
Oh,
yeah.
Exquisite. My bad.
Yeah, and it's pretty easy, man. You know, it's I'm looking at the time right here, 16 to 18 minutes, and you're done. You know,
really? Okay.
Yeah, so
my daughter would love that. My youngest daughter is a baker, and she's all about like she doesn't want to cook, but baking, she's like, Papa, I made croissants. So I made, I made this cake and like, it's her thing. So 16, 18 minutes.
Yeah. And that's pretty much what I focus on. That's why I kept revamping the book, because I didn't want to make it intimidating. I wanted to make things that people grew up on, you know, so they can feel comfortable. Because I noticed that's the key for me to convert, the people, people say, well, how do you convert so many people? How do you even get them to try it? Well, I can stick to the classics, man. I stick to the classics and the things that I do make that even if I step out the box a little bit, they feel comfortable trying because of the texture. You know, and it looks appealing. You know, you got to look appealing to somebody.
Do you have images in the book of some of those?
Oh, most definitely.
Can you open the book and like show us one or two of your favorites so we can, because everybody and their mama made a cookbook, right? Like,
you know what? I'm gonna say this. This is one of my. I gotta show this.
Oh man, what is that?
That right there is this right here.
That looked like some fried chicken my grandmama used to make.
I know, right? hey, look, this is like that hit song. You know, when you're an artist, that hit song, everybody, you don't want to sing it. You're like, I'm tired of singing that same song. But Man, this is my fried cauliflower, southern fried, deep fried cauliflower. And hey, man.
Okay, the cauliflower I've seen in these restaurants lately look nothing like that.
Well, hey, my people from the South, man, we got that New Orleans roots in us, man. So same thing we did with that chicken, I just did it with this cauliflower, bro.
That looks incredible, bro. That looks incredible. Yeah. I don't know whose mouth is watering, but y'all need to get this cookbook. Well, and it is in the cookbook, right?
Yes, and you know, I'm gonna say this, hands down, that was my number one seller. I sold so much cauliflower, man, that really I should have bought stock in it. And another thing, it got so crazy where I had to take it off my menu because it would disrupt. I just couldn't handle the orders.
Seriously?
You know, I can only do so many sometimes. I say I have to shut it down, but it's just something about it, man. And people go crazy. They go crazy.
That is crazy because I mean, it looks like you're about to get some fried wings, right? And that's obviously a very common dish. BW3s has it. You know, when we grew up, Chicken Coop had it. But I mean, wings are still a thing, or chicken is still a thing. And so it kept you so busy. You literally had it. That's crazy, man. I got to try yours.
Yeah. I just at the time, unfortunately, I just didn't have the manpower. Okay. And then even when I did have the manpower, I still had to kind of like put a leash on it because I'm like, like I don't want to start frying because you know that's the only thing I was frying at the time. I have to shift gears, you know, bring out the pots and bring out the oil. I'm like, nah, man, this just isn't worth it, man. It's worth it, but it's like it's too much disrupting in the kitchen, you know. Yeah.
Okay. So all right, let's talk about oils for a second because everybody's cooking, right? Holidays or not, everybody at home we're cooking, right?
Yeah.
What kinds of oils do you use? Because we don't, you know, we want that fatty taste.
Right.
What substitutes or now, you know, let me stop that. I'm not even gonna say substitutes. What good oils, healthy oils do you use?
Well, I'm gonna say this. I've been really jamming out lately, man, with that air fryer.
With the air fryer, so no oil. Okay.
Man, the air fryer is bananas. You know, I'm gonna have to do a segment just on that because it's really like say no oils. Still give you the crispiness, you know. I've done cauliflower, I've done mushrooms. I mean, burgers. The list goes on, and it's proven. That to me, that's like game changing to the food industry. Definitely game changing to the food industry.
So two things come to mind. I know that we shouldn't have oil anyway because I know that 1 teaspoon of oil is like 150 calories, empty calories, no nutrition, and clog arteries, regardless of the oil. I know that, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But how is I really don't know. How is air frying different? How do you get? I mean, how does that work?
Well, see. Actually, the thing is, just like you said, when you're frying whatever, pretty much you're soaking in that grease, and that grease is getting up in there, so you're taking that in. Yeah. Air fryer, really, you're putting a drop of grease in there.
Okay.
You know, even if some recipes none. You know. Wow. So that's the beauty of it. You know, it's definitely a changer. But you know, like you say, I look at fried foods as a treat. You know, it's nothing I'm gonna do. I make maybe twice a month. You know,
that's smart.
Yeah, for the most part, it's just a cheat day for me, man. That's all.
But that's also wise, bro. Like, because I know when I work with clients, a lot of people are like, the reason why I can't do a salad is because it ain't gonna last. If you might as well not start if you ain't gonna keep it up. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You don't have to give up everything to begin the journey that's going to take you toward vitality, you know? And hearing you say you may have it once or twice a month, I think that's great. Oh, someone just asked where's the link to your book. I'm going to go ahead and put it it's in the post. I want you to know, Chef, I already put it in the post.
Thank you very much.
Again, so people go ahead and get the book now. Like, it's hot. I mean,
that book, man, just got a mind of its own right now. I'm just trying to hold on, man.
When did you start the book?
Man, believe it or not, Marquise, 5 years ago, bro.
Oh, okay. That's cool. So it's a 5-year project. So
when I first did the book, I was actually coming home, took a break. You know, I was traveling, doing the whole cooking thing. And I just took a break. I wanted to get more into teaching people, you know, and as opposed to just feeding the people, I wanted to teach. Because I felt like I had a bigger calling at that time.
Yeah.
And so me coming off you know, these high-end clients, they want something that's totally different, you know. So my book, when I first did it, I had recipes that I overshot it because a lot of the seasonings that I was using wasn't readily available in the grocery stores. Even the things that I was naming probably wasn't available to, you know, in your normal everyday communities. So and plus having in my head that, you know, Black and brown communities, you know, we have these food deserts. So I had to basically scrap that whole book. You know, I scrapped the whole book, came back and made things that people could really resonate with and use things that they had in their community. And some of the things you're gonna have to step out a little bit because really, like you know, Marquise, a lot of these seasonings, bro, is they're hooked up with all this sodium. You know, even with salad dressings, and I try to cover the bases a lot. I even did salad dressings, healthy salad dressings, because you can have a great salad and kill that whole salad with salad dressing. You know,
that is true. It is the game changer. So you talked about seasonings. Do you, in the book, do you teach people how to make seasonings, or like how do? Because people want to know, right? And so I know the book, being a 5-year project, you really took your time, and it's loaded. Do you break into seasonings? Is there any insight there at all?
Well, no, not really. But what I did do, I didn't use anything that's commercial. You know, I didn't get into the meats. You know, because some of the meats I don't believe in. You know, I really don't. And some of the vegan products I don't believe in. You know, because I look at it health wise and I say, my God, you know, person think they're doing the right thing. You look at the back of that box, you're like, man, you keep eating this, it's gonna kill somebody around here. You know
seriously. I tell people all the time, like, being vegan does not mean you're healthy, because you can eat Oreos all day and be vegan. Exactly. Man, okay, so in the book, how many recipes are in the book?
Well, I think it's 101, I think it is.
Oh, man, you can feed, look, people, the book can feed you 6 months easy.
Oh, yeah. And you know what, Marky? I touched on lunch. I touched on breakfast, entrees, desserts. You know, I did salad dressings. I did sauces. You know, I just try to put a little bit of everything in there, man. Just try to, you know, I mixed it up. I got, you know, your Asian cuisine. You know, I did stir fries. You know, I try to teach people different techniques of cooking as well. So,
what other cuisines? Okay, so I mean, first of all, in my mind, you really have gone all out, because you talked about breakfast and lunch. People ask me when they're coaching, will you make me a meal? And I'm like, no, that's not what I do. But because I have people like you in my life. Yeah. But then you also talked about the cuisines. What other cuisines are in the book?
Well, I have a I'm looking at it actually right now. It's actually on the back of the book, matter of fact.
And show us another picture, man. I want people to see how amazing it is.
This is one of my favorites as well. You know, and Marquise, you know what I did, man? You know, I love to eat, travel all over the world. Yeah. And I try to touch on those things and introduce people to different things, like different soups. Like, a lot of people aren't familiar with lentils. Like, you're not familiar with lentils. You know, and that calls my name, brother. You know.
Yeah, I do. I really love lentils. You could do so many things with them.
Yeah. So here's another picture here. This is one of my favorites.
Wow, bro, that looks incredible.
Yeah, this is actually a stir fry with, you know, I got some good noodles with this. You can even I got udon noodles, purple cabbage, snow peas, scallion onions. Yeah. And instead of that soy sauce, which I've had clients, man, they have these issues with their feet and their legs. And I said, what are you eating? You know, I look in their kitchen, and they love soy sauce. Well, I put soy sauce in it. Too much sodium is going to swell you up. So
indeed,
I introduced the liquid aminos, coconut aminos. You know, another healthy alternative. You know, so everything I try to just recreate, like I said, the classics, man, and not only make them vegan, but elevate them to a healthier level. You know,
that's good, man. And the funny thing is, a lot of times we're so resistant, right, because of the palate. But it sounds like what you've done has really put together something that, you know, when we've talked before, the seasonings being the bridge to why we eat something, it being the flavor that causes us to connect. Yeah. Dude, we gotta, I mean, I know it's COVID, but we gotta do like something. Put the meal on the door, I come get it. I'm sitting here like, man, I'm over here eating salads, which I love, and vegan pizza, which I appreciate, but sometimes I don't want food to just be fuel. Sometimes I want to indulge and enjoy some stuff like you're describing, man. In the book, so I saw a post. Davi commented and said, if they get the book before 6 p.m. tonight, they can get into class free. Is that how that works?
Yeah. You get the book, even, you know, if you just, you know, email me your receipt or, you know, whatever, I'll get you can come on in for free. Because it's actually it was on her show, I was still doing it for $20. $20. If you get the book, if you didn't get the book, it was $20. But if you have the book, it's free. I'll still extend that out. You know, awesome. Autographed copies. If you want an autographed copy, you can inbox me. Amazon, of course, they don't have an inbox copy. I mean, they don't have an autograph copy. So,
Right.
you know, and I'm only doing 500 of those. I'm looking at my box now. I think I got about 80 more, and I'll be done with that project.
So 80, listen, people, if you want, like, okay, let's quantify this real quick, because sometimes people just think, oh, he's just on there talking. Are you able to disclose some of your accolades? Like, first of all, you started the vegan festival in Chicagoland, period. Y'all just need to know that that's no small feat, and it is an incredible, incredible experience.
Yeah.
And you maybe talk about some of your clients or the industries they work in, so we can get an idea that you really are the celebrity chef.
Yeah. Well. First off, man, where do I start? Well, I just like to say one of my main things, and I'm so grateful that this book came out at this time, because I was chosen as the only chef with 7 doctors, and we were very concerned about the next outbreak of COVID, because they had pretty much looked at the numbers and the way things were going with the flu season, everything coming up, that this wave of COVID will be even worse than our first wave. So we all, put together plans and ideas and try to strategize on how we can stop this outbreak from happening. And I was really, really, really pushing this book, man. Like I say, 5 years in the making, and it comes out at the perfect time, because the thing about veganism that's so beautiful, one of the things about it is it's going to build your immune system up anyway.
Right.
Yeah. So why everybody's, asking me these questions? Because the thing is, Marquise, and you know me, man, I never wanted to promote veganism as a gimmick. Like, hey, you can lose 100 pounds, or, hey, you can automatically, because I didn't want to get into that. Right. But now it's like, it's inevitable. I have to say these things because they're real, and we're in trouble. Yeah. Yeah, and I guess the universe and God works in mysterious ways, because I had a festival set up, my second festival. Okay. Due to COVID, had to shut that down. Then I had a vegan Woodstock that I was going to do in the summer. That of course, got shut down. Yeah. Sat me down. You're going to sit down and you're going to finish this. And it's my first project. And right now, like I say, it's doing extremely well, man. I'm making an announcement. I won't talk about it right now, but Amazon doing some great things on Amazon right now.
So cool. All right, so if y'all listening haven't figured it out, he's legit. Legit. And as he said, there's about 80 books left. So if you want a signed copy from a real live vegan legendary chef right now, working with doctors to help eliminate and help people survive, thrive, and prevent getting COVID in their life, like he's on that level he just described it, you might want to go purchase that book. We just put the link up not that long ago. It's tinyurl.com/Alejandro the Chef. So look in the notes. You can get it. You can order it. And if you do it now, there's 80 left. You can inbox him. You can get a signed copy. And he's extremely generous. And he's going to allow you to have free access to his live cooking show tonight.
Yeah. Come on down. Hey, look, you can cook stuff. Hey, Marquise, you can cook with me, or you can sip on your little champagne or wine, whatever your choice, and watch me do my thing for 2 hours.
See, that's what's happening, man. I love that my friends, people I know, or I have the opportunity to connect with, are really making it happen. One of the things that triggered for me when you said about your work with the doctors, excuse me, and the concern about this being a more toxic, deadly, more ravaging wave, is because we've been sitting around at home for so many months, not moving and just eating whatever comes to mind. So our immune systems are ridiculously weakened right now. Exactly. We are not primed for any outbreak of anything because of the ability to the inability to get out and do what we would normally do. So your work is critical right now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Marquis. You know what? And I'm gonna say this, man. It caught me off guard. It was a deadening blow to everybody, man. And I sat around and picked up some weight. I'm like, hold on, what am I doing? I know better than this. Yeah. So I had, like we talked about earlier, man. I had to start creating my own little gym in my place, man. And and try to balance things out. Up the ante a little bit, man. Throw a little more sea moss in them smoothies and stuff. I had to up it up a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, that's good. That's good. So, Chef, as it relates to the book and what's in it, what's your take on other upcoming chefs? Like, a lot of people really enjoy cooking, and so because everyone's trying to find a way for themselves, right? What's your take? What advice would you give to upcoming chefs, food preparers, right? Because some people are in it just for the money. That's not wrong, but it isn't necessarily making people healthy. What's your take or advice you would offer them that can help them move in the right direction?
And you know what? I would say stay a student. Even now, I'm still a student.
Okay.
You know, the doors are open. There's so many doors open as Marquise. I remember a time, man, when pink salt wasn't available, black salt wasn't available. You know, dragon fruit, things like that. So because we have these things called phones that people are able to, you know, get on and see, is there some truth to what's going on? Sour sop. You know, we have sour sop readily available. I remember that wasn't here. You know, I want to say big ups to Dr. Savy and Dr. Africa, man. Both of them are rest in peace. You know, those guys 15 years ago kind of opened my eyes to a lot of things too.
Yeah, they helped me out too. Stuff I didn't hear.
Yeah, and the thing about it, the things that they were talking about, they were really doing us a favor because they were actually importing and exporting that stuff in because I couldn't get it. You know, you couldn't get online and get that stuff, man. Yeah. So you just have to stay a student to this thing. Even, you know, back to Dr. Say, I remember when I was in one of his groups and, you know, they actually kicked me out of the group because well, the thing was they still stick to his strict regimen. And I'm like, there's no way, I don't think he would want that. No way I'm going to do it. Because again, the food thing is constantly evolving. We're constantly getting, you know, new fruits, new vegetables, new herbs are constantly coming here. So as we evolve, we have to be ready to fight these elements, you know, be able to take on these things that's coming our way, like COVID, man. You know, we just can't sit around and take cough syrup, Vicks 44 for this. You know what I mean? That's not gonna work. You know, we're gonna put some big salve on our chest, right? Can't do that, man.
Put it on your feet and put the socks over it while you go to bed. I mean, it was good enough for grandma, but the world has been changing a little bit since then.
Yeah.
It's true. It's true. So, and you know what's funny, really quick, just for the fun of it, I know I've heard the references. My grandmother ate it, so if they had a different product. They had their own farms and gardens in their yards. You don't. So the balance of living food, of plant-based living food that they had access to on a daily basis as part of their community, most of us don't have access to. I am proud of the communities that have community gardens, but most of us don't have access to. So we can't do what they did and think we'll get the same result because the product is different.
Yeah, definitely different product. I remember Marquise, man, coming up, you know, my grandmother, they were sharecroppers. We had our own land and things of that nature. Mm-hmm. And a tomato would be so sweet, man. You think you almost eating an orange, man. You know? and when I got older, I would go to the stores. That's when this whole organic craze came out. Because I'm like, these apples don't taste the same. You know, I'm looking for the worm still. Where's the worm? You know, down south, you gotta look for the worm before you eat the apple, man. You know,
come on, man.
So
come on.
Yeah. So you know, it's changed so much, and I found myself getting hooked on organic because I'm like, okay, this is the taste I'm looking for. This is what I remember growing up on. But a lot of that stuff, man, it's just not, like you said, it's not the same, and the elements are not the same. You know, the ground is definitely not the same with all this stuff we got going on. So we gotta do things different.
Yeah, you know, it's so funny you talk about you're looking for the worm. And we were talking earlier in the conversation you and I had about organic, and truly a lot of that is probably ugly fruit, right? Or formed looking fruit. Because if it's perfected, it's probably not in its natural state. But we've become so, like, our eyes have just, they're marketed, right? So we think, oh, if it's perfect and shiny, that's what I'm looking for. But that may be the farthest from the reality of the fruit itself. That may be genetically modified. So we really have to be responsible and look at those things. So with that in mind, what would you say or how do you, like, I heard you say you prefer organic and the reasons why. Can you maybe speak a little bit more about that? Because to be honest, I know why I do, but some of the conversation that I've encountered, Alejandro, is, well, it's too expensive. Can you speak to that for us?
Yeah. Well, you know how I look at that, Marquise. I'm a preventive measure guy, and that's just another one of the reasons I became vegan, because I'm like, again, as I spoke on before, I come from a family that has a long history of health issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want to be like that. I didn't want any restrictions on my life. Like, what can I do to make sure this doesn't happen to me?
Yeah.
So you either gonna pay now, you're gonna pay later. That's how I look at it.
That's the truth. That's the truth. Break that one down.
I used to be so big at the grocery store, like with the organic versus the regular, or you want to go out of the can. You gotta stay away from those cans. And people, because we come from the now society. People want it right now.
Yeah.
But man, now you might as well pay now. You're gonna pay later. It's a hefty price, and I'm not willing to pay that price.
I'm with you, man. The idea that what we think we're saving now is seriously going to cost us in medication, limited mobility, limited mental function later. And the research shows that it's not like we're making it up. The research is there. It's
there.
Totally preventable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I'm excited. So in your book, show us another recipe that you're pretty excited about, if you will, so that allow people. I really want them to understand.
What, Marquise,
is that's a lot of work.
This one of my favorites, man, is this strawberry granola pie.
Woo, okay.
And I think it's one of my family favorites too, because whenever I cook it, I rarely get a piece.
Well, that's how you know. That's how you know.
I think that's a pretty good one.
Let me see the strawberry granola pie.
Yeah, and then I have a banana and macadamia nut pie with coconut.
Oh, most people don't even know about macadamia nuts, man. I can eat them by themselves, bro.
Man. So I stepped out there a little bit, and actually this might be my longest recipe. This is pretty much an hour. I had to step out there a little bit, man, and let people see the little chefness I got going on.
Okay.
I came up with this one, but I like the greens. I did a green dish in here.
Well, show me that macadamia nut one. I want to see it. I want my mouth to water some more. Show me some pictures, chef. We like Instagram. We might as well look at the pictures in your book. Like, we're a visual community. We're a visual society. Make our mouths water. Show us those pictures, man.
I have a picture for that one. Let me see. I don't think I have, because I don't have pictures for all of them.
Okay. Well, whatever one comes up that you're proud of, you can share that one.
This is my I love this, man. This is why I was just talking about my family.
Oh man, look like I'm downtown eating at a restaurant, bro.
Yeah, I had to turn the game up a little bit, but believe it or not, Marquise, this is really not hard to make. This is raw strawberries. I think it's maple syrup or brown sugar. I think I have dried cranberries in there, I believe.
And what's the name of that dish?
This right here is this is my strawberry granola pie.
Strawberry granola pie? Oh,
yeah.
Okay. My baker just walked in the room.
Oh man, I got something for.
He got something for you. We're gonna share the cookbook with you, baby. Oh, she's coming in the can for a minute. This is my baby Melania.
Hey, what's going on?
That's Chef Alejandro. He had what's the last dish? A strawberry.
Yeah, it's actually a let me see what we have. It's the strawberry and granola pie. Yeah.
Show her the picture, man. I want her to see how good your stuff came out.
Here we go.
Ooh, that looks so good.
I know, right? I'm like, oh, can we do that one?
Marquise, like I said again, I wanted to make things real simple for everybody, but also I wanted to bring that flavor. I definitely didn't cheat you on the flavor,
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Since Melania is here, what's one of your favorite baked dishes that's in the book?
Oh man, baked. I like the dressing.
Oh, yes, he has a vegan dressing.
Yeah, that. And you know what else I like? I like this, and I kind of twisted it up a little bit. I did a Mexican style lasagna.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
tell
Yeah.
us about that.
Yeah. So that particular dish, I took one of their favorite peppers, which is the poblano pepper.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, nice, sweet, nice and sweet. You know, I took that and I also cooked it with brown lentils. And actually, instead of using the shells, you're going to use tostado shells.
Oh,
Yeah. So when you bake it, you know, tostado shells in there, let it cool, and you still got your lasagna going on. And it's also spinach. I have spinach in there as well. And what I really like about this dish is I teach you how to make a sauce. The sauce is from scratch.
oh,
Yeah.
you talking to me, bro?
Yeah.
I want to know about that.
I stepped out a little bit on that one.
I want to know about that. As a matter of fact, I am today buying my cookbook to get signed by you, sir, because I need that in my household. So we can
Don't work it out. We always do.
yeah, exactly.
And then you know what? Being from Chicago, man, I had to lay out the soups. So I got some real healthy soups. I mean, we could start. I have an asparagus soup that I really like.
That's good.
That's
asparagus soup, but I'm down to try it.
Yeah. And then I got green lentil and spinach soup. I have that as well. I did a creamy. You gotta have a classic, the creamy tomato soup. You gotta have that.
Okay, so Paul, because for me, I've had to avoid tomato soup because of the dairy. How do you make that work?
I didn't hear you say what, Marquis. I'm sorry.
I had to pause on lentil soup because tomato soup. I'm sorry, because I don't do dairy. Did you figure that out? So a person like me who doesn't do dairy can still enjoy the soup?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Well, pretty much for the base of that, a lot of times what I do with my soups, because like I say, I don't do dairy, I use avocado.
Oh yes, yes. That's right, because it's not gonna overpower flavor, but it'll give you the density.
There you go.
Oh man.
There you go.
Y'all better get this cookbook. You want to get healthy? I'll tell you what you need to do.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And actually, that's what I have in this, Marquis. I'm looking at it now. I have again, it's a pretty simple dish. Only takes 25 minutes to make.
Okay.
I have plum tomatoes, garlic, avocados, chopped onions, oregano, bay leaves, parsley, pink salt. End of the story.
Wow. Okay.
It is nice and creamy. I like my soup to be a little creamy. So
me too. Melania's like, that sounds good. I'm like, yeah, we need to do that around Christmas time for real.
Right.
Man, I'm doing it. All right. So if y'all haven't placed your order, I don't really know what you're waiting for, because either you cook or you know somebody that cooks, and everybody needs to eat. So tinyurl.com/Alejandro the chef. It's already in the chat. Get it. I don't know what else to tell you other than if you don't get it, you must not really love yourself. I mean, really. Good food. You saw the images. You hear the healthy reasons behind it. As a matter of fact, Chef, I want to thank you as a consumer, because I enjoy nuts, but a lot of times they're overused, and so there's too much fat, right? Yeah. I love that everything we've talked about, other than the one with the macadamia nut, doesn't have nuts. And I don't think nuts are bad, but nuts should be like a snack too. We can overdo it, but you have a variety of options, so we don't have to overconsume something. And that's you know what? It ups
the price, Marquis. That's another thing. You know, I kind of wanted to I was very mindful of price point with my book as well, because people say, "Oh, veganism is too expensive. It's too expensive." And you know what? I'm gonna say to the degree I'm starting to see a shift here, and I understand the shift. Vegan restaurants are starting to go up a lot on their prices.
I've seen it,
because a lot of these people, what they're doing, they're buying directly from the manufacturer, maybe Beyond Meat, Morningstar, whoever it is.
Yeah.
And they're not making those patties themselves. So of course you're gonna have to go up on your price. They're trying to get $15 a burger. And I'm like, I'm in these places and I'm looking like, I'm trying to dispel this myth, but here you are, $15 for a burger. I was in Vegas and I paid $20 for a burger and fries.
Whoo!
Yeah, woo. I'm not gonna name the spot, but I was in Vegas on the corner. Wahlburgers.
Don't go there.
Yeah. $20, man, for a burger and fry. And I'm like, Come on, man. But
Crazy,
again,
man.
hamburger, you know, getting it straight from the manufacturer instead of making it yourself.
Yeah,
And the price is going through the roof. I'm looking at this food go through the roof now. You know,
it's crazy. So in the chat, Dr. Malika wanted to know about fake vegan stuff, all of the sweet sauces and fake meat substitutes and things like that. How do you get around that? Or how do they know, right? It'll say vegan. What are some indicators that we can be that will help us be better consumers?
Well, definitely. I mean, too much seitan is definitely not good.
Okay, too much seitan. That's
you got,
based, right?
yeah, seitan. You got to be careful with that, man. That stuff, you know, and you got to watch your sodium intake. What I tell people is, again, it's like a cheat day. It's nothing that you want to do too often. Even when I do, you know, eat the fake meats or whatever, I always load up with live foods. Instead of, you know, I don't even have iceberg in my house.
I love
So
the strategy.
I'm gonna put some kale on that burger. I'm gonna go with some fresh tomatoes. I'm gonna go with some red onions. You know, I'm gonna definitely balance this burger out because I know it's not all the way, you know, nutritionist for, you know, really for what I'm looking for. So I gotta put some balance with it.
That's good. I mean, that's a good tip all the way through, man. To know to think more about incorporating living foods, just like we talked about our grandparents. They had the fresh garden food, although they were going to have the pork chops. Right. It doesn't justify the pork chops, but they had greens. They had all these other fresh made things that could help their body balance out more than if they just had a diet of pork chops, rice, and cornbread or something. Right. So yeah, dude, I love connecting with you, man.
Always a pleasure, my brother. You know, I love connecting with you too, man. We got to do this more often, man.
We do. As a matter of fact, that hint I told you about earlier, we got to do that. The one pops.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
We'll drop them in the show once a month, twice a month, something to keep it hot. What would you like to share on the way out? Anything about the book? Anything about what you got coming up? What tips, tricks, last words would you like to share with the audience?
Wow. Well, I'm gonna say, hey, just tune in and stay close, man. This is an amazing ride I'm going on right now, and you know, I hope if you purchase the book, you share it with your family. Yeah. Man, just get this whole plant-based thing a try. I don't. It's here to stay. It's not a fad like everybody thought it was. Right. It was trending. It's not that. It's definitely a life-changing experience. Yeah. I tell everybody, and people say, "Oh, you shouldn't say that." Try not to go vegan first. Try to have a plant-based diet first. Take the pressure off. Yeah. And have a great time with this thing. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah. You know, it's one of the best decisions you can make in your life. Yeah. And have a great holiday, man.
Man, I appreciate you. Hang out in the green room for a sec. I'll be right back.
All right.
Well, folks, you heard it on Thriving Thursday. Chef Alejandro and my beautiful daughter, Melania Jubilee, who I love so much. The one thing my father taught me growing up is that a book can take you farther than where you once were before. I know during the holiday, we typically don't buy books. I've done it for family. They probably looked at me cross-eyed like, he is a nut. But what it offers us is the opportunity to expand our mind into something new. We can reference it time and again, especially a cookbook. And one thing for certain, one thing that is undebatable in this time is that we need to be a lot healthier than what we've been in the past. I'm Marquise Martin Hayes, your host for Thriving Thursdays. My beautiful daughter, Jubilee. Thank you. Have a fantastic week.